Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shawman247 bringing you a different video of sorts. This video was a collaboration that I did with the Nintenbits YouTube channel. We talked about in this video about different things that happened in 2015 in the realm of gaming, such as our favorite games and other sorts of stuff that happened in 2015. Particularly, we focused on the Nintendo side of things, but we do cover some other stuff here. I can always make another video showcasing my full thoughts later on about 2015, but a good number of them are covered here. Anyway, I'd like to thank Walker from the Nintenbits on doing this collaboration with me, and I hope you guys all enjoy! Enjoy it! Enjoy it! And here it is.
Alright, Sean, man. 247. It's good to finally meet you and everything, and we've been preparing this for some time now, haven't we? It's been insane.
So long. So long in terms of scheduling. It's been a wonderful time. Yeah, just real wonderful.
Yeah, I mean we've been talking about this. I mean, I know you kind of came to me and I came to you at one point, and then I came to Jiggly and we got all that together. Unfortunately, I'm really sad that just with scheduling conflicts that Jiggly wasn't able to make it this time. He's just been having some troubles with like his Wi-Fi and then his laptop and stuff.
Yeah,
very unfortunate.
I agree. Very unfortunate, but hopefully one day we can all just get like another video going and we could work with him and hopefully things will be much happier times.
Yeah, and yeah, this is going to be really fun as well because we're going to be kind of taking a retrospect, a flashback of the whole 2015 and everything, which is going to be really fun because a lot of great stuff happened just in gaming in general, but also just on the Nintendo side.
Oh yeah, quite a bit happened.
That's the truth, and we had a lot of just different stuff happen with like the amiibos, with amiibo shortages and stuff. That was really crazy. I guess you want to start there, or?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to. I mean, although it's always been a bit of an issue with amiibo, I noticed that there never usually seems to be enough in terms of like certain characters.
Yeah, definitely, and like just some are really rare, some aren't. But I don't think Nintendo expected them to be this big, honestly. I don't think they did.
Well, I mean, in a way, it kind of was like other things. I cannot talk right now. But Nintendo was seeing how successful things like Disney Infinity and Skylanders were being, and then they thought, hey, why don't we actually make something like that of our own and call it Amiibo? And then it just took off from there because they probably didn't even realize, hey, people can collect these as Nintendo collectibles and you can use them in your games? Sign me up! That's how they thought about it exactly.
Yeah, that is true. And you do make a good point with them looking at the Disney Infinity and all that, because those are extremely successful franchises, and I think they kind of went along with it. And I don't know if the Amiibo would have been as successful as they are now if there wasn't shortages, which is kind of cool that worked in their favor as well. They just became so much more popular.
It's like a double-edged sword, really. I mean, you don't have enough for everybody, but then again, it just increases the demand for more.
Yeah, exactly. And my favorite part about the Amiibo is that they started out with, like, I didn't think they were going to be this compatible with so many different games. Even just the small stuff like getting like special skins and stuff for certain games, like I can't remember one of the games, the game where you're a jet and everything. Just getting special skins like that, and I thought that was a really.
I forgot what that game was too.
Yeah, it came out for the new 3DS. No, there were special things that happened in the new 3DS because it released along the same time as it, I believe. But yeah, there's so many games. There's like infographics and stuff about how much compatibility there are with the Amiibo figures, which I thought was really smart to do it instead of being like focused on an Amiibo-centered game. Yeah,
although there has been rumors flying about another Amiibo-centric game eventually to come out, which that wouldn't completely surprise me, but even though we already kind of have one Amiibo festival, which isn't that good.
Yeah, and like, Oh, that game makes me mad. When we could have had an Animal Crossing game for the Wii U, they decided to release this year. Probably one of the worst holiday releases. One of the worst holidays for Nintendo, software-wise, I'd say.
Yeah, although Xenoblade kind of saves it at least a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man, I love Xenoblade Chronicles X so much.
I really need to get that game one of these days.
It's so fun. I haven't even played that much though, just because I've been so busy these past few weeks. But what I've played of it, it's so fun. The music's outstanding, and that's one of my favorite parts about games. A lot of people don't. I don't think people give music to video games as much credit as they should. Music really leaves a pretty big impact on games and stuff. You know what I mean?
It really, really does. I mean, it's only just the past few years that it's slowly been getting recognized more and more. I mean, after all, there was a video game that was nominated for a Grammy within the past few years, and nobody even thought that that was possible back if you look back in, say, like the 90s or so.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, the music has, in my opinion, a lot of the music has just become more emotional and impactful to games as well. Depending on how it's worked into the storyline and just the gameplay itself as well. It just makes a more enjoyable experience.
Oh yeah, it really does, and especially if the song itself is memorable. I mean, there's lots of games that have memorable themes, especially within the past few years, but it's just like if you have that one music track, or all the music tracks just be like real top tier stuff, it really makes the game leave that much more of a lasting impression.
Yeah, definitely. But like, what's probably your favorite soundtrack of all time? Out of curious for a video game.
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's a lot of really good soundtracks. I mean, I'm a fan of like the Mario Galaxy soundtrack, even classic stuff like Ridge Racer or freaking Final Fantasy's always had some really good soundtracks too. And even outside of the whole Nintendo platforms, you even got stuff like, say, Halo, which has a really good soundtrack too, especially the earlier games.
Yeah, there's just a lot of good games. I think one of my favorite soundtracks, like specifically just certain songs, are from the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon franchise, just because a lot of them make the game out to be like way more epic than what it sometimes is. There's just certain songs that from my childhood moments that have just really stuck with me.
Oh, yeah. I've heard some of the songs from the new game, and it's been pretty cool so far, actually. And it kind of reminds me of, say, the Sonic series, for example, which, if there's really only one thing consistent about that series, in my opinion, it's the quality of the music.
Yeah, the music's really good in Sonic games, and then I actually kind of forgot about that series, but there's some really good tunes in Sonic games, and it's like, even though they're different games and they have different feelings from the different songs and stuff, they're usually kind of consistent in like the kind of like the emotional impact and just the feeling of the music, you know what I mean? Like, they all kind of have that natural feeling in Sonic games for some reason, and it's really good.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing consistent about that franchise, I feel.
Like, even in Sonic Boom, the music was pretty good, and that game, there's a lot of stuff that was wrong with that game, in my opinion, but it did have some pretty good music in it.
Yeah, like I said, that's the one only consistent thing about it. Like, people say Sonic is one of the most inconsistent franchises, but hey, that's the one consistent thing about it, and I respect it for that, at least.
Yeah, definitely. So, there was a lot of stuff that, like we said, that there was a lot of stuff that went on this year. Kind of, what was your highlight of the year, personally?
Ooh. I mean, this year, mostly for me, was about, like, catching up with a lot of games that happened to come out in the years before. And although I did do a lot of that, I did actually play a lot of new games this year, too. Such as, like, Super Mario Maker, or Rocket League, or Metal Gear Solid 5. And those are all really, really amazing games.
Yeah, Rocket League I didn't even hear about it, honestly, for the longest time, and then I haven't played it yet, but there's just a lot of videos that I've seen that it's really a fun looking game and everything. I really need to check it out sometime.
It really is every bit of fun as it is in the trailers and gameplay you see. I actually have it on PC, so it really is a lot of fun. And it's a ridiculous concept, but it works so well.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's it called, the card game in the PlayStation series. Twisted Metal. That's what it is. It's kind of
Twisted Metal. I love that series too.
So do I. I know this isn't this is one of probably the more underrated titles of this series, but Twisted Metal 3 is the one that I always played. That's the one I grew up on, and I really enjoyed that one. But
I agree with you. I actually grew up on Twisted Metal 3 quite a bit as well. It's a very fun game. Like, people usually knock that game for being maybe the worst in the series, but I think that game is still a lot of fun, especially to this day. It makes me only wish that car combat games would make a bigger return than they had since the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah. Now, yeah, definitely. I know that the most recent Twisted Metal game, which I think released in 2011, didn't fare so well to critics and stuff, it was like an okay game, which is kind of sad, but yeah, I think a car combat game for a return would be awesome.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, really would be.
Now, one thing that's like really huge this year, especially this year, I feel like there was a lot of not only just indie games in general, but solid indie games releasing this year. Like, out of the past few years, there's just been a lot of great indie games coming out this year.
Yeah, it really has. There's so much indie games that are coming out with a lot of solid quality to them. I mean, just this year alone, there's been so much. If anybody's ever going to talk about one particular indie game that's gotten a lot of attention, it's Undertale.
Dude, Undertale has been getting a lot of hype. It's basically the Earthbound of indie games in a way, you know?
It really is. I mean, I actually have the game, but I still haven't really played it that much. But what I played from it has been quite an unusual experience. Not a lot of other games are like it. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I look forward to actually playing more of that game in the future. Maybe even do a playthrough on my own channel sometime.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, I'd definitely go get a look at it, and as well, because I don't really know much about Undertale. Like, what's kind of like the basic plot of Undertale?
To be honest, I'm still kind of figuring a lot of the game out myself. That's how much I literally played of it.
It's awesome. I know that kind of like, not really a gimmick, but like the biggest mechanic in the game is like, you don't have to kill every single animal or creature, or whatever you want to call them. Which is kind of a really unique concept and everything, I thought.
Oh yeah, that's usually when people do that, that's what they call pacifist runs. So they go through the whole game without just killing anybody, which I think is very interesting, because the whole idea of choice within the game, that's pretty unique, and the way that this game takes it on is just something else. Not a lot of games actually do it in this sort of way.
Yeah. And I know at the Video Game Awards it was nominated, or did it get the award for the best indie game of the year, Undertale?
I actually don't fully remember, but I don't think it did. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to look that back up again.
Yeah, I know it was in the nominations, but I can't remember if it got it or not. But it's a great game. Go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think a game like that, it's only a matter of time before it goes on to consoles even more. And it wouldn't surprise me to see that the Wii U might eventually receive it. I mean, I don't know if it is coming or not, but it'd be cool if it did.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one of the best games I've played this year, this is probably my game of the year just for the sheer amount of hours I've put into it, is Splatoon. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Splatoon, I love that game.
I really need to still go get that game. I heard so much positive stuff about it, and well, going from there, it looks very fun with a lot of options. I mean, it started out like a bit bare bones, but throughout all those updates that the game has been getting, it looks like it's really packed with a lot of content right now, and it's like the game they wanted to make from the beginning.
Yeah, like it started out with like, I don't even remember, like maybe 12 weapons, 12-ish to 20-ish weapons if you max out your character level-wise. And then it had like 5 to 10 maps to start out with. and then it just kept coming, and they've actually just announced 2 new maps that are coming out, and it's all free. It's a really, it seems that they kind of, maybe they didn't necessarily take it from this game, but Plants vs. Zombies, I think, had an influence on Splatoon with the free DLC and everything. I just love that, how it's just all free updates and stuff.
Funny, I'm doing a playthrough of that game as we speak.
Yeah, and Garden Warfare and everything, it's just definitely a solid way to approach DLC. Instead of paying like $50 for a season pass for all the DLC and stuff, you just get the content for free. Even though if it is on disc and it's just game unlocked, you have to be connected to the internet to get the content and have to download it and everything.
That being said, I'm looking forward to Garden Warfare 2 when it comes out.
Yeah, so am I. Garden Warfare 2, it was officially announced at E3, right?
Yes it was.
And it looks extremely fun. I know the first one it was only like $20, wasn't it, in America?
It was like a budget title, so when it started out it was $40, but nowadays you could get it for about $20-$30.
Yeah, I knew it was cheap. When I heard about it, I was expecting like at least like a $50 game, but yeah, 40 sounds actually right. And with free content and stuff, I think it was just a really smart way of approaching stuff.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me with the way they've been handling the updates with Super Mario Maker as well, which, funny enough, they actually did just announce that there's another update that's going to be out by 22nd of this month.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that, including like bumpers and stuff, right?
Yeah, bumpers, P-doors, and the flame version of the Koopa Clown car, which looks really cool. But I can only imagine the space shooter type inspired levels that's gonna bring.
Yeah, it kind of started out. It didn't really even start out bare to begin with, but it has had a lot of more content. Now, I'm not really a big fan of Super Mario Maker, but you are. You, on one of the previous Walker's Weekly chats, you said it was probably one of your favorite games of this year, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. But really, the enjoyment you get out of that game is based on how much you put into it, pretty much. Like, I'm one of those really creative types when it comes to gaming, and I like to create stuff. And when I first heard the idea, I was very excited. And as they showed more and more, my excitement kept going like further and further and further up. It was like raising all the way to the roof by the time the game came out. And then it was like I was playing through all those levels and making my own. I mean, I made a few of my own so far. And it's just seeing all the different sorts of stuff people come up with is very, very interesting. I mean, again, if the more you put into the game, the more you're going to get out of it. And you just gotta be either in the creative mood or you just want to be in the mood to play lots of Mario levels. If you're interested in that, then the game is for you.
Yeah, that's true. Now, I probably haven't put enough time into it as I had. I'm kind of like the opposite of you. I started out pretty excited and then just dipped down, and then like a couple days before release I was like, dude, I need to get this, so I pre-ordered it and finally got the game. And I played it pretty solidly for the first week or so. And then, I don't know, the online, I really like the innovative ideas that people have in the maps or levels, whatever you want to call them. And some of them are really well done. I feel I just couldn't find levels that fit my personality and my playstyle, I guess. Because there was either ones that were really difficult, or there was ones that were autoplay, which are really cool. But I just couldn't find one that felt like a nice little level, you know what I mean? But they've kind of fixed that a bit with some of the updates.
Yeah, they're really working to try and improve that. I mean, the whole new update coming on the 22nd pretty much integrates the whole bookmark system into the game. But it's like, the way to really find good levels in that game is not just through, well, let me put it this way. The best way to find levels and creators in that game that you like is to actually keep playing levels and then just starring the ones you like and favoriting the makers that you want to follow. Because chances are, if a maker makes a level you like, then you might actually like more levels from them, and then you can find what you want to find and get through, make the game a lot more fun that way.
All right, that's I forgot that you could follow people. It reminds me a lot about Mario vs. Donkey Kong game for the DS.
Oh yeah,
it really takes a lot. The online on Super Mario Maker feels like it takes quite a bit from that game to where you could follow people on star levels. and stuff. So I'm kind of glad about that. And I probably just need to go back into the game and check it out because I really enjoyed it. I thought the amiibo content in Super Mario Maker was really well done and everything. So.
Oh yeah, and they're adding more and more with each update because over time they keep adding these event courses, and then when you beat them, you get a new costume to play around with. And I really like the way that they implement that.
And the sprites look really nice as well in Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, they're really well done.
And like they can have like a little like taunt type deal where you press, I believe it's up on the D-pad, right? And then like a little action goes, like they go ha or whatever, they make some exclusive sound stuff.
Yep.
Which is really cool.
And it's not just that. I really enjoy the way that they changed the clear music and also the death sounds for a lot of them too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because with Triforce Heroes, it plays like kind of like the Triforce Heroes tune whenever you beat them with the Triforce Hero character and stuff. That was really cool as well.
Oh yeah, that is just really cool.
So, yeah, I need to go play it again. Honestly, you've actually got me hyped up for it. I want to go play it pretty soon.
The whole thing is you just gotta play the game and just start what you like, and then chances are the game's gonna be like, alright, you like this type of level, so maybe I'll give you some more of these types of levels. The whole thing is you just gotta play and know what you like.
That's true. That's true. So, go ahead.
And then, I guess I'll add on to this, but if you find something you enjoy, or rather, man, I'm getting my words together, but if you want, say for example, you have a type of level that you're trying to think of, but you don't see anybody doing it, I mean, the best part is you could even try and do it yourself, too. And just create an original idea, and then when an original idea is born, you know that there'll probably be copycats if it's done well enough and it's a popular enough format. I mean, take a look at the auto-scrolling level. That's a very popular format even to this day. Like, half the levels I play in Mario Maker are auto levels, and some of them are really good, but some of them are just really bare bones at the same time. So, there's that.
Yeah, you have a lot of freedom with Super Mario Maker for sure. And the auto level thing is really cool, just how the ideas that people come up with, like, you hit the shell, you ride the shell, then you hit a bump, or not a bumper, but you hit like you start jumping onto cannons and everything, and then you somehow get to the level for this just giant adventure. It's like cinematic. Yeah,
a cinematic adventure sprinkled with millions upon millions of sound effects every single way you go.
It's so true, though. Oh my goodness. Oh man. So, we talked about games that have released this year that we've been excited and not so excited for with Amiibo Festival, among other games.
Yes, indeed.
Oh my! But what about games that have gotten content this year that were released like previous years, such as Smash Bros, for example?
Oh yes, that really gets me excited. And I love the characters that they've been adding so far. I mean, I actually, before I started getting on Skype and eating dinner, I actually took the time and downloaded Cloud and had some fun with him for a bit of time, and I gotta say, he's a great inclusion despite all odds. So, I mean, I enjoy it as a character, but I enjoy whenever they just add characters in general, because it's like, hey, my favorite game's getting more stuff. I love getting more stuff.
Yeah, and it's kind of, okay, the Smash Bros. DLC to me is kind of a double-edged sword, because if you buy every single thing of this DLC, you're like almost overpaying with the Meek fighter costumes, because those are ridiculously priced, in my opinion.
I agree. There's just too many, and like, a lot of them are really cool, but I haven't even bought a single Mii costume just because of the sheer fact that they have so much of them, and the way that their price really adds up when you think about it.
Yeah, but then you look at the other stuff like the stages. Those are well priced, I think, for the most part.
Oh yeah, especially when they're bundled with a character like Ryu or Cloud, or coming soon, Bayonetta.
Yeah, exactly, and the characters are really well done. They're polished. They feel like they should have been in the game at the beginning. Just how polished they are, that they weren't like made later. But I mean, they're obviously made later on. But
and it's amazing how pretty much all the DLC characters were made after the game came out too.
Exactly, and like, okay, one thing that bothers me at the Smash ballot. Now, who did you vote for the Smash ballot?
Actually, I did kind of want to include somebody like, say, King K. Rool or Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people wanted King K. Rool. A lot of people want King K. Rool for sure. I'm sure a lot of people vote for Goku. I voted for
Goku, of course.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Whenever they saw that that Bayonetta was announced, or the Fire Emblem character for this newest direct, they were just like, huh, Goku's changed a lot last I looked at him and stuff. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was. I worded it. I basically butchered what the guy actually said, but it was something along those lines. But I think I voted for the Inkling just because I was really into that Splatoon hype at the time. And I didn't really think about it, but in hindsight, I would have probably voted for a more retro character. And I think you could have voted for another one. I can't remember. But one thing that...
Oh my gosh. We are really professionals here when it comes to discussions, I'll say that much.
Definitely, like, you can tell that we work on, like, gaming websites and just do this on a daily basis and everything.
Yeah, we really do that.
Oh man. So what were you going to say? I kind of interrupted you there.
Well, I was going to say that I'm also surprised the fact that Shrek didn't even make it in too. I mean, if you talk about Goku, then you gotta talk about Shrek, or maybe even the Mercedes-Benz GLA, because it keeps getting in every freaking Nintendo game with Mario in it.
That's so true. There was first Mario Kart, and now it's Super Mario Maker. It just keeps going on and on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. But one thing that bothers me about the Smash Ballot, I feel like Sakurai may have peaked a little early before the Smash Ballot results, and maybe it was just so gargantuan of results that he decided to start doing this. But I feel like the characters were made in advance, or Bayonetta was at least, because she seems that she was worked on quite a bit before release, and Sakurai said that it takes a couple months for a character to be fully developed, which kind of bothers me, but I mean, at the same time, it's another character.
I mean, yeah, it does take a few months to develop a character. The ballot did end of, like, the early part of October, though, so he did have at least 2 months in order to prep up Bayonetta for this presentation. But it also, I mean, like he said in the direct itself, he was going based on realizable characters, so we obviously knew that somebody like Goku or Shrek was not even going to get in, or somebody that's from like a third party that wouldn't allow their character to come back in, such as like Snake, because, you know, the stuff with Konami going on right now is a bit crazy and nuts. So, I mean, I wish Snake came back, but oh well, we'll always have Brawl for that reason.
Yeah, the one and only reason to go play Brawl. And the transformations, don't forget the transformations.
Oh yeah, of course.
Smash game for a while. But that's true, I didn't think about it. It was October when the Smash Ballot results ended. And it's been a couple months. And we don't really have a release date for when Bayonetta is going to release, correct?
We only just have a release month. She's supposed to be coming out in February at the same time as Corrin.
Okay, so yeah, that seems fair then. It takes like about 4 months or so. So yeah, I guess that's right. I was actually kind of surprised that Bayonetta was the highest in Europe and one of the top 5 in the whole world. I was kind of surprised by that, honestly.
I was a little bit surprised too, because I knew Bayonetta was pretty much like one of those games that no matter what happens is like gonna be like one of those giant cult classics of sorts of games, and like because everybody that played those games knew they were good, and I really need to get to playing those games myself one day. But it's just like she has such a dedicated fan base too that I guess in a way I'm surprised but not surprised, you could say.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am too. Like, I know if it wasn't for Nintendo, Bayonetta 2 Bayonetta 2 wasn't going to come out. So that it's good to know that they already had the kind of like the copyrights, not really the copyrights, but kind of like the permission to use her character in a way. So that probably helped as well in the development process. But I was not, of all characters, I was not expecting Bayonetta.
No, I definitely was not either. I was about to be like, okay, they're probably gonna bring out, my guess is, Shovel Knight. But nope!
Yeah, because Shovel Knight has the amiibo, and then I think it was, like, quote-unquote leaked that, it was, like, leaked on one of the websites or something that there was, like, a Shovel Knight for Smash or something like that, if I remember correctly. So I was kind of thinking Shovel Knight was going to release too. So this was kind of a surprise for me.
Yeah, but in the end, I'm really going to enjoy playing as Bayonetta because she looks like a really fun character to play. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, she's definitely unique. Definitely unique.
Oh yeah, you could really say that again.
Yeah. Oh, I just remember. You know what's one thing that really bugged me this year, though? Oh, because I was just thinking of this. I was just thinking about different characters that were going to be released. I really wanted Wolf in as well from Star Fox because I think that veterans deserve to be back in.
Yeah, I agree. Wolf, I kind of wish he came back too because I always loved it whenever he did his Final Smash and we always said we're going to have fun with this thing. It's like,
yeah.
Me and my friends always used to laugh at that, like every single time he did it because it's like, hey, we are going to have fun with this thing. Oh, we're going to have fun with Smash Brothers. Oh, we're going to have fun with the Landmaster. Oh, we're going to have fun just, I don't know, KOing everybody.
Yeah. And he was probably the most unique, compared to Falco at least, as well, character-wise. But yeah, I started thinking of Wolf for this thing right now, and then I started thinking about Star Fox Zero, which reminded me that it was delayed, and then I started remembering about Zelda U, which was delayed, and I just realized there was a lot of delays that happened on Nintendo's side this year that really bugged me.
Yeah, but in the end, it's necessary because the games themselves will end up being better as a result. Better to have a game that's really polished and fleshed out and filled with content than to have a rush game that's going to be very bare bones. I mean, pretty much you could see the perfect example with Mario Tennis Ultra Smash.
Oh my goodness, that thing was super rushed. Oh, I felt super rushed at least. There wasn't many characters, and it just had a lack of content, kind of like you were saying, it not really polished and everything as well.
Exactly.
And Star Fox Zero looks so much better than what it did at E3. It still doesn't look great to me, because just because it's running the same game at 60 frames per second on the gamepad and the screen. I think that does cause some problems visually, because look at Mario, look at Mario Kart 8 and how visually impressive it is, and then you look at Star Fox Zero and you're like, okay, different art style. I like the art style with the hard shadows and then light shadows, kind of like a cel shade type deal. But then I don't know, I feel like it could look a little better, but it improved vastly after last time we've seen it, so the delay was definitely needed.
Yeah, I mean, they're even doing that with Zelda Wii U as well, but in the end, it's going to end up becoming a better game as a result.
Yeah, definitely. And, ooh, Zelda U, it's going to be good.
Yep, very good.
Now, are you a pretty big Zelda fan, or are you kind of like just like, I like the games, but I don't like them compared to other series as much?
I may not be the biggest Zelda fan out there, but I still do play the games from time to time. That being said, I need to actually finish some darn Zelda games instead of just messing around with them all the time.
Yeah, I'm like that with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I still haven't beaten them, and I have the games, I just mess around, and I go off, play some other games, and then I come back and play them a little more.
Yep, that's me right there, especially with Wind Waker.
Oh, dude, Wind Waker makes me mad. I was going in and I accidentally created a save file on one of my other accounts because I have like 5 accounts, and that's another story for another time. But I had those accounts and I accidentally clicked the wrong account and started playing it, and so I went back to the data and was going to delete that file, and I accidentally clicked the one that I had beaten the first 3 dungeons in Wind Waker, so I had to start all over, and I haven't played since.
Oh man. I remember having a similar story with that, and back when I used to play Mario 64 a lot as a kid. Yep, that happened to me too.
It hurts so much to see that you just deleted your whole save file.
But nowadays, though, that isn't even going to matter to me much in terms of Mario 64, though, because the last few times I've beaten that game, I've actually beaten it in one sitting.
Really? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I've memorized the game that much to do it within, like, 6 hours or so.
That's awesome. So you're a pretty big Super Mario 64 fan, I guess.
Oh yeah, I love that game.
Nice. So okay, let's go over what we've talked about so far. We talked about Amiibo. We talked about Smash Bros. We talked about Splatoon. We talked about indie games. We talked about delayed releases. We talked about horrible games. What else are we missing from 2015? We kind of like just a bunch of everything this year.
Yeah, but I guess we could always look to the future and talk about what games ahead we're all excited for.
Oh, and the NX as well, since that was kind of announced but not announced.
Oh yeah, I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like in the end. I mean, there's so much rumors surrounding it, especially with the fact that they're saying it's going to be like a console touchscreen sort of hybrid like the Wii U in a way, but they're going to make it its own different thing.
Yeah, and a lot of people saying like it has some of the best quality graphics cards and stuff like that. And the system as well makes me go ahead.
Sorry about that. I meant to illustrate this point after you spoke. Yeah, we're real professional people. Real professional. So, okay, I guess I might as well say this now, but having a high-end graphics card really does help with the graphics, and especially with the capabilities that games in the future are definitely going to have on the Nintendo side. Ooh, it's going to be real exciting.
Yeah, so I mean, if it does have that, I wonder how expensive it's going to be as well. Because the Wii U was $300, and usually Nintendo consoles, when people start really buying them, is about $150. But then people are already buying the more expensive titles as well. So, what kind of your price range do you think it's going to be?
I think what they might do is they might just do the Wii U approach and like other console approach, where there's probably going to be two different models. And my guess is they're going to probably do one model that's about like $350, $400, and then the other one's going to be $100 more. But that's going to be like the better model that'll eventually be the more popular option, and then just phase out the older model.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen too. So tip of the day, save your money, folks.
Exactly.
Oh man. Next year, I think it's going to be a really good year for Nintendo as well.
Oh yeah. Please, Nintendo, surprise us with something awesome and epic for the NX.
Yeah, like Animal Crossing, perhaps? Animal Crossing on console and on the go would be pretty sweet for one game.
You know what would be pretty freaking crazy is, I mean, some people have tossed this idea around on the internet, but what if they would, port Smash Wii U and 3DS to the NX, but as like a complete version of the game for the NX that includes like all the characters, including the DLC characters, plus the combined stages of both versions.
Oh man, that'd be awesome as well, definitely. There's a lot they can do with the NX, and we've had a pretty good year for Nintendo, specifically and for gaming. So to conclude this, what would you probably rate the overall year for Nintendo and the overall year for gaming, both of them out of 10? 10 being the best gaming year ever, and then 1 being the worst.
I'd say roughly it would be around like somewhere between that 8 to 9 range for Nintendo, and for the year it probably would be a 9.
Yeah, probably for me, I had tons of fun with Splatoon, I had tons of fun with Xenoblade, and it was really good to see one of my favorite, most nostalgic video game series of all time, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, come back. For Nintendo, even though there was some really bad games that came out, and there was some stuff I didn't like, I'd probably give this year probably about a solid 8. And for gaming, we had some of the best classic games ever. Metal Gear Solid 5, that's just been a gem to a lot of people, and just other games like that. It's probably around a 9.5 or a 9 for me.
That seems about fair.
And we're still in the hype stage, so I'll probably critique it a lot more once 2015 passes, saying like, man, I thought this was going to be the best year ever, and it would turn out to be awful compared to this year, and stuff like that. So,
oh yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds, especially with all the different claims out there that people have been saying that 2016 could be the year virtual reality finally breaks out into the mainstream of gaming. I mean, all the other platforms are starting to have some sort of virtual reality option thing. Wouldn't it be interesting if the NX happened to do something with virtual reality?
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Or even augmented reality. I'm a pretty big fan of augmented reality with the HoloLens and stuff. I think it'd be cool to see something like that as well.
Oh, yeah, that would be very, very cool. just as long as the Nintendo doesn't repeat what they did about 20 years ago. We all know how that went.
Yeah, so there's tons of potential for the future. Well, thanks for this collaboration, Sean, man. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It's been great to finally talk to you for the first time.
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully you'll have me on again.
Yeah, hopefully. Now, I kind of was premature in announcing this past collaboration, but hopefully we can get Jiggly and you as well to do this big collaboration, because we had some pretty good ideas. I thought we had some really good ideas that I want to kind of do at some point as well. But this was an awesome idea. You came up with this idea, and it was just a really good idea, just to take a retrospective of 2015, just gaming in general.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always good to look back, because you can see what worked, what didn't work, what's fun, what's not so fun, and it's just like fun to go back and relive those memories again. And you know, sometimes you take a look at those mistakes and you use that, learn from it, boom, you'll have a better future, and it can only go up from here.
Right, it can only go up from here. That's like the quote of the day. So, yeah, thanks for having me on your channel as well. I really appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem. I always am looking forward to doing more collaborations with people in the future, so there's that. Hopefully we could do some gameplay collabs in the future too. That'd be very exciting.
That would be fun. That would definitely be fun. Okay, so to describe your channel in one sentence, what would it be? If you were trying to advertise your channel, which you kind of are right here, in one sentence, how would you describe your channel?
Well, my channel is just that, a guy who enjoys gaming and playing through games and just doing all sorts of crazy gaming stuff. But I do other things too from time to time. But if you're curious to know more, just check out my channel, SeanMan247, and there's probably a link in this description unless you're watching this on my channel, in which, hey, you're already cool.
Nice. So if I could describe mine, if you don't mind, if I was to describe my channel, it would probably be a channel where we have a huge bonded community, have awesome goofy fun with video games, and just have awesome epic discussions with some pretty crazy music, and then epic channel collaborations with many awesome people.
Oh yeah, like yours truly.
Check my channel. Yeah, like SeanMan247, guys. You started in February. You told me with video games, and you make some really good quality stuff. So if you guys are from the Nintenbits, go check him out. He's a really cool guy. There'll be a link in the description, probably annotation above as well. So yeah, go check out SeanMan247 while you're at it.
And if you're watching this on my channel, there'll be links to Nintenbits in the description and or an annotation that'll probably pop up on screen. You can click that if you want to. Be sure to check them out. This is pretty cool. I mean, you probably should go check them out. It's right there, somewhere on screen or in the description. Yeah, you know where to look.
Alright, man. Well, see you soon.
Until the very next time, this has been SeanMan247 saying, stay classy. Bye-bye!